Jordan has to be one of the most unhappiest people right now in the world. And the reason they said that was because in order to be that great, what happens when you don't win anymore? So remember, like, Jordan is great because of the simple fact that he is one of these niggas that he has to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was grown like that even from as a kid, him having to fight his brother if he didn't win. He was built to be that great because they told him, like, when his brother was better than him, he had to build up to get, the love from his father, the affection, that passion. So when the game is finished, and Mike Tyson's having the same problem right now, and this is why this is a dope ass topic. Okay, Mike Tyson having the same problem right now. But what happens when you your whole life have been fighting to be great at this thing? For Jordan, it started as a young kid. He had to be the best at what he did. What happens when that greatness, you've accomplished the greatness, you've accomplished being great, you've accomplished doing the thing that you set out to do? What happens when it's over? Like, how does someone continue to win? Like, somebody that always needs to win, how do they? I think I'm rephrasing my question like 3 times. All right. So all right. The first question is, what do you think on how Jordan's? Do you think Jordan's happy now? That's my first question. Like, take away the money. Don't think about it. Oh, because he's rich, he's happy.
Yeah.
So, do you think Jordan's happy now? And then my second question is, how do you think someone fares? Like, how do you think you live if you always have to win? Like, even in gambling, this nigga had to win.
Yeah.
Like, there's a video of him with Chris Paul. I don't know if you remember this. It was a viral video a while ago. And Chris Paul said, if Jordan misses 3 shots, he's going to take jump shots from like 4 or 5 different spots on the court. If he misses any shot, he has to buy the whole camp shoes.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember that
and
shit.
And he made every shot. Like, it's this idea that you have to continuously win at everything you do. Like, even his gambling debt stories, right? Like, everybody, I don't know if you don't know, but if you do, whatever. He's had stories where, like, the nigga had, like, he would owe, like, tons of big-time drug dealers. And I can actually believe it now, and it seems so realistic now. But he would owe big-ass-time drug dealers and people who own these, like, little gambling rooms millions of dollars due to the fact that he couldn't, like, he had to win. It's this mentality that you have to win. Yeah. So what happens now that it's all over, that the one thing in your life in basketball, you won at the highest level, people are saying you're the greatest, this competitor idea, what happens when you don't win anymore? Like, not that you don't win, but what happens when you have nothing to compete in? Like, if you're always trying to win. Does that make sense?
I really don't know. To answer the first question, you said, do you think he's happy? I don't know. I don't really like pay attention to like Michael Jordan and shit like that. Really.
Well, put yourself in his shoes. Like, what I just said was, do you think he's happy? Do you think someone? All right, let's say you woke up every day. Every day you woke up, your first thought in life is you have to win. Like, whether it's playing your kids in a 1-on-1 game, being the first to piss, like, you know what I mean? Like, little shit, like some weird little shit, like this unsensible reaction to always winning.
I mean, how would you? For me personally, like, if you want to say put myself in his shoes and just having that winning mentality, you just feel like in any little thing you just have to win. Like for example, I could say, like, when I play my brother in 2K or 1-on-1 or whatever the case may be, I never want him to win. I never want him to win because I don't want to hear what he has to say after that, or he telling people that he beat me and shit like that. Like, I don't know, me personally, I don't like that shit, but you don't win everything. You can't win everything.
But that's the thing. Like, when we talk about Michael Jordan, like, his mentality is
to win at the end of the day,
like, we're talking about a nigga that, like, when he would lose or curse out his teammates, like, tons of stories, even before the documentary, how he was a disrespectful teammate at times, that he was mean and an asshole. But not only that, but to the point where, like, again, bringing up the gambling debts, when you lose, I'll double down on my loss because I'm gonna win. Then you go like even someone like he plays golf very heavily now, and they say like he gambles at golf. Like they even talks about it in the documentary when he deals with the I think it's the shooting guard from the Celtics, and he lost.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey yo, tell your boy I got something for him tomorrow." Like again, you gotta win. Like it's like, all right, you beat me in golf, I'm gonna beat you at this. It's this unnatural knack for consistently winning.
I just feel like with certain niggas, with certain people in this world, they just feel like they gotta prove themselves so heavy. Even when you done prove yourself at the highest point, it's just like, why do you even care anymore? Like, this is the difference, right? You see how you was talking about, after Michael Jordan retired or whatever, it was certain things that he was doing that, like you said, I didn't even know about the having to pay these little like
you never heard about the gambling shit? That's why his father got killed.
Well,
died,
I knew like he's been in debt with certain shit.
Bro, there was all right. So just to throw a little context to that, a while ago, like he had this story, and people say it's a conspiracy. It was never proven, but just watching the documentary on someone who does actually gamble now, consistently like gambled with everyone, not just like you see him even like on part 3 and 4. I know you said you didn't watch 3 and 4 that much, but when you watch it, you'll see him gambling on the plane. He talks about gambling when he's playing the Boston Celtics. Did you see that part?
Nah.
So he plays the Boston Celtics, and he talks about when he was golfing and he lost at golf. He had to he gambled with that.
Oh yeah.
That
I did
part.
See that. I actually
like
did
it's
see
this
that.
like it's like you always have to win. But the story is that, hold on, I'm gonna find it. That basically Jordan's dad, like, so he was gambling with like major drug dealers, supposedly. And to prove this, they said that they had actually called him into court at one time. This is when he leaves basketball. So this happened. You know, they might talk about it in like part like 7 to 8, or maybe 6 and 7, or 5 and 6. I don't know. But he leaves basketball. Do you remember when he retired? They say he retired.
So basketball and went
his
to baseball
father
or some
died,
shit like
I think, after the baseball thing. I have to look it up just to be sure. But his father died after the baseball thing, and I don't think they ever found a reason to why he died. And people say that it was due to the fact that Jordan's gambling debts got his father killed. But he couldn't say nothing because, you know, he'd be snitching, which could have got him into deeper issues. But so that happened, and his father died, killed. What the fuck was that? Basically, that there's a conspiracy theory around that he got his father killed because he owed millions of dollars to big-time drug dealers. Oh, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he went to court one time to testify against a drug dealer. Not testify, but they asked him, why was there a check for $30,000 written out to this drug dealer? And he had to testify and tell them why it was written. But he didn't say he was gambling. I think he made some other shit up, like, oh, he had to give him money. He was a friend from before and gave him some shit like that.
Yeah.
I got to read the story again. But go ahead. Continue what you were saying about just the Jordan winning thing.
Nah, yeah. I'm saying, like, as far as, like, it's just certain people, like, they just feel like everything they do, like, they just got to prove people wrong. Like, what I was saying, like, for example, Michael Jordan, like you were saying, after he retired, he was still doing these little things, like, all these little bets and shit like that. Like, just enjoy life, like, after you retire. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't know. It's just people like him, like, you could see, like, the way he acting and shit like that is like he just have a winning mentality for every little thing. And don't get me wrong, like, myself included, like, it's certain things like I feel like I have to win, but if I lose, like, you feel me, I move on. But just to piggyback on that, some people, when they lose, depending on what it is, they can't let it go. You feel me? They can't let it go. Like, I could say one example for me, like, back in high school when we played in the playoffs, and that was the first time my high school made it to the playoffs in years, like going on like 15, probably even longer than that, years. We made it to the playoffs. We lost in the third round. I blamed it on myself because of me taking many shots, and most of them wasn't falling. Like, I blame myself a lot, and I still be thinking about that shit because I'm like, yo, that was like a good accomplishment. You feel me? So it's just certain things like people can't let go, but like I said, some people, they just have that habit of they having a gamble. For example, it's a lot of niggas out here that you feel me, they gamble on the street. Yeah, they gamble on the street. They lose money knowing that they don't really have money like that. They bet they last that they got, and they lose it.
But maybe that's like, but maybe it's like a little bit of like what Jordan has. Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's bro, just certain niggas in this world. They just have to prove themselves just to make it seem like, all right, I won money. Say, for example, if you in a gambling spot or you a casino, whatever, niggas be like, they coming in with a certain amount. They be like, I know I'm good at this. And I know I won money before, so I'm a gamble right now. Then they lose. Then they like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna do it again. You feel me? Like some niggas just be like, they feel like they got nothing to lose.
Like niggas have a gambling addiction, right? And like I said, they said Jordan, like here, even with the story, I'll read it real quick just in case niggas don't know. And this is by Sports Illustrated for any nigga that want to be like, oh, that's not true. That was never, like I said, it's a conspiracy. But it is a very, very, very outlining conspiracy. So it basically says, over the years, there's been speculation that Michael Jordan's first retirement was encouraged by the NBA because of his ties to gambling. Let's peel back the layers of this prevalent, I think I said it right, conspiracy theory. While most of Last Dance commentary on Michael Jordan is flattering, Jordan's career featured several controversies that will be explored in an upcoming episode. One is his shocking decision to retire from the NBA in 1993. Jordan was only 30 years old at the time. He was healthy, seemed to be a professional peak. 4 months earlier, the Bulls had won their third title. The former UNC star and Olympic gold medalist had led the league in scoring for about 7 straight seasons and been named the 1993 Finals MVP. But life was hardly perfect. Over the summer, Jordan had experienced personal tragedy with the murder of his father, James Jordan. Just to skip a little bit down the line. Over there, there's been speculation Jordan's decision was less of the choice, more of the end of the tactic agreement with the NBA. As uncollaborated theory goes, the NBA concerned about Jordan's gambling ties and wanted him to take a break. Jordan voluntarily stepping away would serve as a face-saving measures for all involved. Perhaps the league didn't want publicly punish Jordan, the most marketable athlete in American history, and gives fans a reason to question the loyalty of the NBA. So, the gambling theory wasn't entirely out of thin air. Jordan had been recently seen playing blackjack at the Atlantic City Casino the night before the Bulls playoff game in New York Knicks. And he also admitted incurring substantial losses from gambling earlier in 1993. Anyway, point is, there's a lot of reasons to believe that Jordan had gambling issues. But again, going back to this point that I think I'm trying to make is, for someone who can never lose at anything, like Jordan, as great as we say Jordan is, this unknock ability to prove me wrong, even when you've already proven everybody wrong about everything that they've ever said, to continuously have to prove someone wrong, how much of a stress deal that is. Like, there's a yin and a yang to everything. There's a balance. Mm-hmm. So even though we look at it and be like, wow, that got him to be so great and so successful, how unhappy do you think he really is?